Hey, how's it going? My name is Bryce Markle-Amaral. I'm a competitive rock climber and just some random guy that likes making videos. So basically what I want to do in this video is take you through the process that I normally do when I'm creating my training schedule. Now, I'm not a professional training scheduler. Why does that sound Why does that sound weird? So there's gonna be worse ways to do it and there's gonna be better ways to do it, you know? But I'm just gonna take you through the process that I normally go through. Now, creating a training schedule can be pretty tough. It can be time consuming, but that's when a lot of research comes in, whether that's online or asking a lot of friends that you have, and just slowly trying to piece together different opinions, different ways of doing things, and start combining it with your own opinions and ways of doing things to create the best training program for you, right? Because everyone's is gonna look a little bit different and everyone's gonna know their own weaknesses, their own strengths, a lot better than an outside source. I will say that creating a training schedule, even though it might take a lot of brain power and a lot of thinking and time initially, it saves you so much energy later on when you're actually supposed to be training, right? At least for myself, I feel so much more at ease when I can just check my phone, check my calendar, and it tells me exactly what I need to do that training day, and that's it. I just follow this plan, and I already know that I put in the effort to make sure that it's what I need to do prior to getting there. I don't want to just show up at the gym and be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do this, or maybe I'll do this, or whatever. I want to try and alleviate that stress prior to even stepping foot there. So we're just gonna hop on over to my whiteboard and get things started. Ready? Okay, I don't really know the best way to set this up so that you can kind of see what I'm working on, but I'll try and explain things and I'll show some close-ups and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So to start off, I like using whiteboards, especially when I'm making training plans, because it's easy to erase and change super quickly, right? I got this like giant whiteboard. I can put a link to this down below, but it's just like massive, right? It's like, look at that. That's huge. Not saying that like I'm huge or anything. So the first step that I do when creating a training program, I figure out the deadline that I have, right? Or the amount of time that I have before my next competition. So my next competition is on April 14th, and I think we're leaving the 12th. So basically this training program that I'm making is to be ready by then. Okay, boom. Okay, sick. Yeah, you can't see that, but it says April 12th. So then you take out your phone, or you grab a calendar that you got from the dollar store, I don't know. And you figure out how many days you have until then. Now, if you're not training for a specific comp and just training to get better, sometimes I think if there is no deadline or no goal that you want to reach at the end, so maybe it's a deadline in terms of, I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups by this time, right? I think sometimes we can get a little bit off track. It's hard to stay focused because there's no time constraint, right? You don't have that pressure to be like, I have to stay consistent about this in order to achieve the goal that I want to do, right? In goal setting, unrelated to even climbing or training, make sure to make a deadline, make some time restraints, you know? Don't make them too hard, but also don't make them too easy, right? Try and be reasonable about it and use it as a tool to help you. So the day that I'm filming this is March 6th, so it looks like I have about 5 weeks until my next competition, right? 5 weeks and like a few days. So I'm just gonna write that for myself up at the top. The next step that I do is I make a list of things that I want to train specifically for, like objectives for this training time. Things I want to get better on based off of past experiences, especially in relation to past competitions that I went to, past climbing sessions, any prior knowledge to help me know, like, wow, I'm pretty bad at that. I want to get better, right? Okay, so I wrote down some of the things that I myself want to work on leading up to the competition that I have. Starting off with sloper and wrist strength. Slopers are definitely the worst hold. Am I wrong? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to word it like that. I meant to say slopers are the worst hold for myself, like I'm bad. I'm not great at them. So that's why I want to try and train them, because my competition in Montreal, I was really struggling with this position. I have a video on it kind of explaining those things, but it's this kind of position, which is pretty much sloper strength, wrist strength. So I want to be better prepared if there's slopey holds at the comp. Based off of the competition I had at Elevation a couple weeks ago, I've been so focused on just trying to get my injured finger healthy that I was not training endurance at all, especially power endurance. So that's definitely a big thing, because you can have all the strength in the world, but if you only last for 2 climbs and you need 5 climbs, then it doesn't really make sense. So power endurance and sloper and wrist strength and overall finger strength are big key focuses for this training plan. Some things that I want to continue to work on, because they were big weaknesses and I have been training them and have been getting so much stronger, but there's still things that I need to continue to strengthen. So leg strength, like overall leg strength, especially heel hooks, that's something that I need to keep going on. Biceps and underclings, just certain positions with underclings I really struggle with. So I've been really trying to focus on that, which I think my training has been helping a ton, because some of the routes that I've been climbing on have been having some pretty brutal undercling, bicep-y moves, and I've been feeling solid on them. So definitely want to keep those up. Pull-ups, I feel really good with pull-ups, but they weren't really incorporated into my last training schedule. So I just want to bring that back. Even if it's simple, just kind of keeping it consistent, especially with one arms. I think that'll help a lot with the bicep as well. And then abs, I haven't done too much abs, and a lot of my exercises, especially with just climbing, incorporate abs in general, but I do want to train it a lot more, especially since I believe, and I could be wrong, but I always hear this from people, but the abs recover pretty quickly, so I can pretty much train them a lot. So, but I think those are the main key focuses for this training program, right? So I'll show you the next steps that I do once I make this list of things that I want to train on. Big main focus is definitely the power endurance, as well as the sloper and wrist strength, and then obviously overall finger strength. These two are definitely going to be more than the overall finger strength, because with sloper and wrist strength training, it's obviously going to get my fingers strong as well, just in a different way, and also there's a lot of overlap. So I'm going to mainly focus on this because this is way worse than this is. And then power endurance is also very bad, so I need to get that up. I'm just like awkwardly laying down on my floor right now. So now I'm just going to kind of show how I try to categorize things. I'm trying to see which parts of the body each objective trains, so that I can plan out which days they need to be on, as well as which training days come after other ones. So I pretty much like to train every day, but I try and set it up so that the exercises from the day before don't really have an effect on today's workout. And I'll kind of explain that more as we go along. Okay, so I basically just rewrote everything a little bit more cleaner and broke them up into categories. So the climbing / finger related things, right? The sloper and wrist strength, the power endurance, and then the overall finger strength, that's in one category. Then there's lower body, which is the leg workout with a focus on heel hooks, but obviously still incorporating the overall leg strength. Then there's upper body, which is biceps, trying to focus on getting better at underclings, and also the pull-ups, which the main focus is one arms, which incorporate the bicep a lot. So then that's why I categorized it together like this. Usually I put pull-ups on the climbing days, which I might put it in some, but I think I'm gonna pretty much categorize bicep and pull-ups pretty similarly this time. And then there's core, right? Just ab workouts. All right, so just like I kind of explained, this is the list that I have of things that I want to work on, and it's broken up into categories. So then I can start placing them within a timeline and oriented in a way that they don't affect each other. This is actually really nice backrest. So now comes the time that it's kind of like the puzzle aspect of the training plan comes into play. We need to try and figure out how to fit this into our training timeline in a way that it optimizes our time as well as our recovery and the effects that one training day has on the other training day, okay? So to further explain, okay, let's say my bicep and pull-up workout day was Wednesday. I assume that Thursday, this is gonna hurt, my back's gonna hurt. All these muscles that are big components in climbing are gonna hurt on the Thursday, right? The next day. So because of this, I'm not going to plan a climbing related day, okay? Because if I train my power endurance on the Thursday and my bicep is hurting from the day before, I can't optimize my power endurance training because now I'm just tired from the previous day, you know? There's no recovery time. So I'd probably instead put a leg day on the Thursday, and then maybe the Friday be a climbing day so that there's that day of rest in between. Okay, so we estimated it's about 5 weeks out to the competition or the deadline that I created, right? Whatever that may be for you. So now I want to try and figure out the days that I have, right? So 7 days per week, 7 times 5, 35. Who knew that I'd be a math teacher on YouTube, you know, even though I'm not the biggest fan of math, you know? So this is the number that we're gonna be working with, right? For myself, the days. That's the thing that we want to focus on so that we can break it up into what days we need to do what. Okay, so now I'm just gonna list some days and then we're just gonna start figuring it out. And the only reason I put 5 is that because that's the amount that I can fit in this camera frame, but we'll just start continuing it on. We're just gonna try and start finding the pattern, right? So today I know that I'm pretty much climbing. So I think I'm gonna do a power endurance day today. And I'm just gonna label it as a climbing / finger day, right? And then I also wanna probably do abs. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try and do abs pretty much every other day. And we'll see how that lines up with things. Okay, day 2. I'm gonna probably be pretty tired from power endurance. Fingers are gonna be tired, so another climbing day is out of the picture. When we refer back to the list, climbing day and abs are out of the picture. So now I just choose between lower body and upper body. And since my upper body will probably be pretty tired, I think I'm gonna do a lower body workout on day 2. So then I just write legs. And then we'll label it legs up at the top so that I know. Okay, see, so it's getting kind of tough because now I'm trying to see what days work with what and I don't know. Let's just write something up and then we'll try and see where it goes. But see how it kind of gets a little bit difficult. Okay, let's just write bicep underclings. I've been sitting here for like 2 minutes just thinking. Let's just write the pull-ups. But I really want this day to be a climbing day because I really want basically 2 days of rest in between climbing days. What I can do actually, okay. This day is going to be a sloper / wrist day and or finger strength day. So basically a hangboard day. And we're gonna write climb / finger day because that's the category, remember? That's the category that I kind of put them in before. Okay, and then this was the upper body. And then day 5, I think day 5 should be another leg day. What if I put the rest day? Okay, let's just extend this a little bit more. Okay, this is really tough because since we don't have too much time, we only have 35 days. I really obviously want to focus on sloper strength and power endurance, but I don't think there's enough time to spend enough weeks on the sloper and wrist strength and train that and get strong, and then also have a few weeks to train power endurance. I don't think that's worth it. So I'm gonna try and incorporate it all together. So even though neither one of these are gonna rise and improve too drastically, but they'll both also improve even just a little bit, right? I think I'm gonna have a rest day here, rest and recovery day, and then just throw in some abs as well. Like obviously rest days are super important and recovery days are super important, and I used to be really bad at that, but then kind of switching my mindset to thinking about it where the body can't make your workouts worth it unless it has time to repair and improve and stuff like that and recover. So like if I didn't have any rest days and I was just training like this, it almost makes some of these workouts worthless, you know? So I think it's important. So after that, I think I need another leg day because it will have already been 3 days since my last leg day. So I think I'm gonna put legs in here. So, okay, if we take a look at this, day 7 will have been 3 days since the bicep, pull-ups, and abs, right? But 2 days since the sloper, wrist strength, all that. Even though I want to put biceps and pull-ups here, again, like we talked about over here, right? My main focuses are the sloper strength, finger strength, because I have been training a lot of my bicep and stuff. So I think priority comes to definitely the sloper strength. So I think I'm gonna put another sloper wrist day, basically another hangboard day. Okay, I think for now, I'm going to put a bicep / pull-up day, because if we think about it, the fingers are going to be tired because I'm basically just going to be on a hangboard, right? So like the bicep muscles, the pull-up muscles, all of that could still be like pretty good. So I think I'm going to put another bicep pull-up day. Again, let's put abs here as well. So we know day 9 is going to have abs at least because it's every other day. This is tough. Ooh. I'm kind of struggling a little bit. Like just trying to orient everything, but still maximize what I'm gaining out of it in this short amount of time. And it's a little bit tough. Because I have to also think about how it's gonna end, because as soon as it ends, it's gonna revert back to the start. So like thinking that I'm gonna end it in power endurance and forgetting that I'm also starting power endurance, that'll basically double up 2 days. So sometimes you won't be able to schedule something that won't have an effect on the thing the next day. So when that happens, I usually do a light and a hard day. I don't even know if I already talked about it, but so it's basically a little bit lower intensity thing, but you're still like getting the muscles activated and stuff. So I think I'm gonna change up some stuff. I'm gonna take a picture of this so far and then change it up, see what it's like. And if it's like not really working in the end, then I'll just rewrite it. Okay, I think I've pretty much figured it out for the most part. I think it's just tough with the timeline as well as just trying to fit in what I need to fit in. So if I had more time, then certain weeks would be more focused on other things, but we can kind of see how this goes. And again, like a training plan is never concrete, right? It can always change, it's always fluid, listening to your body. Okay, so this is kind of what I think I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna kind of explain how it works. Of course, abs every other day. Oh, that's awkward. So again, abs every other day. I might take out the power endurance day abs because power endurance is pretty tiring. So I think I may just not want to do that, and I'll already have other days with abs. Okay, so after power endurance, since my body will be pretty tired, or at least my upper body and fingers, I'm gonna have a leg day because I mean, heel hooks only happen maybe in a few routes really, and although you use leg strength, it's not as intense as it is on the arms as well as the forearms. So leg day, and that'll allow my upper body to rest a little bit to then do biceps and pull-ups on this day. And again, since this is biceps and pull-ups, my hangboard day is gonna come after that because now my fingers themselves are gonna have 2 days of rest because, I mean, pull-ups are hard, but they just work the fingers in a little bit different way, and I don't usually get as tired after them. So that's why I'm gonna pair the sloper and finger strength day. And on this day also, since I couldn't fit another power endurance day in this training program right now, I might just incorporate some sort of endurance. So it might be like easier holds towards the end or something, and just like repeaters or just some kind of endurance workout using the hangboard. After that comes legs and abs. Again, just resting the body, and then bicep pull-up day again, and then one more sloper and wrist strength training because that's a big thing that I want to work on, and then full rest and recovery day, so stretches, any injury prevention stuff happens on that day, and then it'll restart and go to power endurance. So I kind of want to see how this goes. Leading up to the competition, the power endurance days might turn more into just like harder power endurance days so that I'm climbing on harder stuff, so the body's getting a little bit ready and used to hanging out to hard things. But I think the hangboarding should help with the fingers getting used to hanging on harder stuff, and the power endurance is still a climbing day, so still get like the movement of the body down. And again, so in this training thing, I have biceps and pull-ups at least 2 days, right? I don't want to just do a thing one time every 8 days. I don't think much improvement is going to be shown. So bicep pull-up, that's 2 days. Legs, 2 days. Sloper wrist training, 2 days. but this is also overlapped with power endurance. You kind of get 2 days of sort of power endurance, 2 days of sort of sloper and wrist strength, and then obviously a rest day before restarting again. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with for now. Now again, just kind of going back, we have 35 days. I don't even know if you can see it right now, but 35 days until I pretty much leave to the competition. So since my plan is an 8-day training program, that leaves us about 4 weeks, right? So 4 of my training weeks, because 8 days times 4 equals 32, right? And that puts us right around that 35-day range. So yeah, so I think that'll work, because I feel like the key number to improvement is around that 4-week range. So hopefully I can see some improvement by then. Sick. I'm excited. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So that's kind of how I orient my training schedule and the days that I do what. I'll take this and kind of go into what workouts specifically I want to do on each day. And that's totally preference to whatever your goals is. Start doing some research on what things you want to do, right? If you want your biceps strong, look up bicep workouts, right? And see which ones you want to try out. I do have a video on breaking past climbing plateaus, and it goes over more of the specific training exercises, like some things, so maybe you can check that out and get some inspiration. But this video was for the actual scheduling of your workout, not necessarily the workouts that you do each time, right? So hopefully you can get more information in that other video specifically to workouts and stuff. Yeah, I hope this helps you. This might be a long video potentially, but it's more like kind of teaching something, so I hope it's not time wasted if it's something that you truly want to try and get better at. So I'm gonna try this training program out, probably start today, and see where it goes. But yeah, so as always, links down below to different climbing gear that I use, or like protein powders and stuff like that. I'll leave a link to the whiteboard as well if I can find it. So keep up that unseen training and believe in the vision, right? I believe in you.